You know that feeling when you're lying in bed at night, and your feet are sticking out from under the covers? That vulnerable sensation, like something could just grab them? Well, after watching what I'm about to show you, you'll never leave your feet exposed again. These are the most disturbing videos that all have one thing in common: they'll make you want to sleep fully covered, socks on, tucked in, like your life depends on it. Because maybe it does. Let's dive in. Our first video comes from a Reddit user who installed a security camera in his bedroom after noticing strange marks on his ankles every morning. He thought maybe his cat was scratching him during the night. The footage starts normal enough. You can see him sleeping peacefully, feet hanging slightly off the edge of the bed. The timestamp shows 3:17 a.m. Then, at 3:23 a.m., watch the bottom right corner of the screen. Did you see it? Let me rewind that. A pale, elongated hand slowly emerges from under the bed. The fingers are unnaturally long, with what appears to be darkened or blackened fingernails. It reaches up, slowly, carefully, and gently touches his exposed ankle. The man doesn't wake up. The hand stays there for exactly 7 seconds before retreating back under the bed. Here's where it gets worse. The user posted that he lives alone. No roommates. No pets. He doesn't even own a cat. He checked under the bed immediately after watching the footage. Nothing. No dust disturbance, no signs anyone had been there. But those marks on his ankles? They matched perfectly with the positioning of those fingers. He moved out 3 days later. The landlord told him the previous tenant also broke their lease early, citing bad dreams about something grabbing their feet. This next one comes from a teenage girl's slumber party in Oregon, 2019. 4 friends decided to film themselves sleeping as part of a TikTok challenge about lucid dreaming. The camera is positioned across the room, capturing all 4 sleeping bags laid out on the floor. For the first hour, nothing happens. Just normal sleeping teenagers. But at 2:47 a.m., the girl in the sleeping bag closest to the closet starts moving strangely. Not like she's waking up, more like she's being pulled. Watch carefully. Her body slides about 6 inches toward the closet. Then stops. Then another 6 inches. Her friends are completely asleep. She doesn't wake up, doesn't seem aware it's happening. This continues for 3 full minutes. She's dragged approximately 4 feet across the carpet. You can see the sleeping bag bunching up behind her until she's right at the closet door. Then the closet door opens. Just slightly. Maybe 3 inches. And something that looks like fingers, but too many of them, reaches out and touches her exposed foot. That's when she wakes up. She screams. The other girls wake up. In the chaos and confusion, someone kicks the camera and the footage ends. The girl whose house it was? She told her friends that she always slept with socks on because years ago, her younger brother used to have night terrors about the long-fingered man in the closet who counts toes. Her brother died in 2015. He was 7 years old. Content warning on this one: it involves a hospital setting, and it's genuinely unsettling. A night nurse at a hospital in the Philippines uploaded security footage to a paranormal forum in 2021. The hospital has since taken legal action to remove most copies, but it's still circulating. The footage shows a hospital room with an elderly patient sleeping. The camera angle is from the upper corner of the room, giving a clear view of the entire space. The patient's feet are visible at the end of the bed, uncovered because of the heat. At 1:33 a.m., something appears at the foot of the bed. It's not a person. It's not anything that should exist. It looks almost like a shadow, but 3-dimensional. Humanoid shape, but wrong proportions. The arms are too long, hanging down past where knees should be. And it just stands there, watching. For 11 minutes, this thing doesn't move. Just stands at the foot of the bed, leaning slightly forward, as if observing the patient's feet with intense curiosity. Then it reaches out. Those impossibly long arms extend, and it places both hands on the patient's feet. The temperature gauge visible in the corner of the footage drops from 78 degrees Fahrenheit to 52 degrees Fahrenheit in less than 10 seconds. The patient's monitor starts beeping. Heart rate dropping. The thing doesn't move. A nurse rushes in, and the moment the door opens, the shadow figure dissipates like smoke. The patient survived but had severe frostbite on both feet despite the warm room. He told the nurses he dreamed that someone was measuring his feet for something. He couldn't walk normally again. The frostbite damage was too severe. The hospital sealed that room. It's no longer in use. This last one went viral on YouTube about 2 years ago before being mysteriously taken down. Copies still exist on certain forums. A college student in his apartment set up a camera because his roommate kept complaining about noises at night. The student thought his roommate was just pranking him. The video shows a typical messy college apartment room. 2 beds on opposite walls. The roommate is asleep in his bed, completely covered with blankets. The student filming is in his bed, feet sticking out because he always sleeps hot. Around 4 a.m., you can hear scratching. Soft at first, then getting louder. It's coming from under the student's bed. The scratching continues for about 30 seconds. Then stops. Silence for maybe 10 seconds. Then a hand shoots out from under the bed and grabs his ankle. Not gently. Grabs it. The student wakes up screaming, trying to pull away, but the hand is holding tight. You can see the flesh of his ankle turning white from the pressure. His roommate jumps up, turns on the lights, grabs a baseball bat and swings under the bed. The hand releases immediately. They both look under the bed, the camera still recording everything. Nothing. Completely empty. Not even dust bunnies. But the student's ankle has a perfect handprint bruised into it. And here's the detail that makes your skin crawl. When they counted the finger marks in the bruise, there were 7 fingers. The student ended the video by showing his ankle to the camera. You can count them yourself. 7 distinct finger marks wrapped around his ankle. He dropped out of college 2 weeks later. The roommate transferred schools. The apartment has been empty ever since. The landlord can't keep tenants there for more than a month. So, are you going to sleep with socks on tonight? These videos all share something disturbing. They focus on feet, specifically exposed feet during sleep. Cultural folklore from around the world warns about keeping feet covered at night. Many traditions insist on sleeping with socks on or keeping feet under blankets. Maybe they knew something we've forgotten. Whatever these things are, whether you believe in the supernatural or not, these videos exist. These people experienced something real enough to leave physical marks, real enough to make them abandon their homes, real enough to change their lives forever. The human foot has one of the highest concentrations of nerve endings in the body. Some paranormal researchers believe that makes them a connection point, a place where entities can most easily make contact with our physical form. Others think it's simpler. Feet are often the most exposed, most vulnerable part of our body when we sleep. The easiest target. Tonight, when you're lying in bed and you feel that urge to stick your foot out from under the covers because you're too warm, remember these videos. Remember that hand with 7 fingers. Remember those marks that looked like measurements. Remember that shadow figure that just watched. And maybe, just maybe, keep your socks on. If you made it to the end of this video, you're braver than most. Drop a comment if you sleep with your feet covered or exposed. I'm genuinely curious how many of you are going to change your habits after this. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more disturbing content that'll keep you up at night. Or in this case, keep your feet tucked in tight. Sweet dreams. If you can still manage them.